So that's that over there. And now moving on to our next topic, which of course is the Dortmund Bayern Super Cup review. No, preview. You know what? People can call these friendlies. They can call these, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Who really cares? Blah, 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 Yonsville, via bottom central, and so forth. I still believe that this match does mean something. Because, let's just rewind. Dortmund, I should be inducting that club. I should be inducting Dortmund Football Club because what they pulled last season was an absolute flipping disgrace. You complete clowns. That's what I said. You complete and utter clowns. You were 9 points clear. You were 9 points clear, playing superb football. You had everything in front of you. And the way in which you capitulated, the way in which you gave it, because remember, this was a Bayern Munich who were still in transition. So you were dealing with a Bayern Munich who were in transition, losing games, drawing games, and they were not really flowing because Niko Kovac was still trying to figure out his team. And you somehow managed to botch it up. You managed to somehow botch it up, which is sensitive. So I think, looking at this, Bayern have had a very good preseason. A very good preseason, winning a lot of games, and they're looking pretty sharp. They're already looking pretty sharp. So I think Bayern Munich are coming into this Super Cup game looking pretty good. I think with regards to Dortmund, I'm very interested to see the likes of Brandt and Token Hazard. Now, I've gone on the record and I said I think Brandt is one of the best young players out there. I believe the guy is still sub 25, so that for me is still youngish. I'm a huge fan of Julian Brandt, and I felt that he's probably spent a bit too much time at Leverkusen. So I think with Brandt and Token Hazard in that team, I would definitely like to see how those guys help to elevate and take Dortmund into a different direction. Oh, thank you very much. Edu says he's 23. Boom, I don't know that. He's 23. So I definitely would like to see how he's been taken in a different direction. So how those two players will now take Dortmund in a different direction. So what I want to see is how they are what they are. And I think with the Dortmund manager and his coach, he has a very defined way of playing. So I think we're going to see the same ultra attacking, ultra offensive, loads of guys in the offensive box that we saw last season. But remember, Mats Hummels. How much is Hummels going to help this team? How much will his experience help the high line that this Dortmund team likes to play? But also, Brandt is injured. Oh Lord, great. Damn. Okay, so how long is Brandt injured for? People say Brandt is injured. So Brandt is out there. So cool. He's not playing. Hopefully Token Hazard will be there. So yeah, So I think for Dortmund, because these guys, they got slapped by Bayern Munich. I think it was in the second game. Remember the first game was amazing, which ended with I think Dortmund won 3-2. The second game was a complete embarrassment. I mean, they got touched. These guys got touched, and these guys got mesmerized by Bayern Munich. Bayern just totally dismantled them. So I think Dortmund definitely have to respond to that. You can't take a beating like that without any kind of a response. So with regards to Bayern Munich, I think for me is, okay, Niko Kovac, remember, new manager. I always gave him the benefits of the doubt, and I always felt that it was very unlucky how people said, oh my gosh, Wenger's going to come in to take his job. Uncle Moon's going to come in to take his job. You're going to get your Pangers out of his retirement home. It's his first season, and I just thought for a first season under so much pressure to win like that when you were so much behind, boom, that was huge. That was huge, man. Yo, Omiyoko. No, I thought Malcolm was going to Zenit. Wait, apparently I thought so. I'm just reading in the chat room that Malcolm to Chelsea. I thought he was going to Zenit. I saw a thing said that it's already been confirmed that he's going to Zenit. So that's what I thought. So for Bayern Munich, for me, I think Bayern, for me, are very much very strong in this. I think Bayern Munich, I feel, will be the stronger team here because I think they're already looking in much better shape. And I do feel that Lewandowski, maybe he's got something to prove. He's got something to prove. I think, Kimmich is looking good. Thiago Alcantara is looking good. I think maybe Muller is looking a bit trimmer. And I feel that with the preseason that Niko Kovac now has under his belt after being with this team for a season, I think we're not going to see a far more cohesive Bayern Munich side, and we're not going to be seeing a Bayern Munich side now that fully understands what Niko Kovac wants from them. So I do feel that we're in for a good game, because I think going into the new season, especially the fact that Dortmund took Mönchengladbach's best player, that has weakened Mönchengladbach right now. So I think if even more so, it's going to be a duopoly, and it's going to be yet another battle between both of these sides. So really, it's probably all about Dortmund and what can they do. How have they shown that they've improved and learned their lessons from their spankage and their spanking and their disappointments from last season? And I think for Bayern Munich, it's how good is this team without any new offensive reinforcements. I understand they have Pava. I understand they have Hernandez. I think those are very good defensive players to have, and I think they definitely needed to improve their defense. So that is true. And as someone told me that I believe Pava plays in central defense. So that is cool. That I feel is cool. But I still just want to see just how different this Bayern side is from Kovac. So I think for me, I'm going to give Bayern the edge in this game here. I think Dortmund will definitely give them some issues, but from what I've seen in the preseason, Bayern Munich just look sharper. They look much more ready, and I think it's going to take a bit more time for Dortmund to really get into their gears. So I'm going to say Bayern Munich take this 2-1. I'm going to say this probably 2-1 and even 2-0. I might say, you know what? I'm going to